Hi guys, Tony Blair's former Director of Communications, Alastair Campbell, weighed in on the Sue Gray affair and repeated pretty much what I've been saying for some time. You need to improve the lives of ordinary people first and foremost. However, when it comes to dealing with the right-wing media, you need to have a team that knows what the goal of the likes of The Sun, The Telegraph and The Daily Mail truly is. And it's to bring down a Labour government. Campbell explains here how the public are extremely cynical of both politicians and politics, and that a government that wants to keep them on side needs to be seen to be working. Have a listen.
The public in modern politics, you see this right around the world, they're not prepared to give politics and politicians much of the by way of benefit of the doubt. And that's why you can't afford too many missteps. You can't afford too many things which allow the public and allow the media, we still have a very biased right-wing press in this country, to say they're all the same as each other. Labour are very different to the Tories in many, many ways, in policy, in values, and I think actually we now have the most working class cabinet that we've ever had, frankly. But if you're not constantly, as I said earlier, developing, executing and narrating a very clear strategy, then a sense of a vacuum can develop, and then that will be filled with stuff like this. So what you have to be doing the whole time is making sure that you guys in the media and the public have things to think about and concentrate on that are coming from government that actually relate to their lives and actually are about the big things and the change that the government promised.
He's completely correct, as always. Well, pretty much always. So what Labour need to be doing is they need to be convincing the public, here are the policies that we're pushing, and convincing them that they are beneficial to ordinary people. And they have to be convincing the media as well. Now, as Alastair Campbell pointed out, the right-wing media are anti-Labour. So whatever Labour put out, it's going to be spun as a negative. But it'll only gain traction with the public if the public think it's going to impact them. So, for example, when it comes to the Sue Gray affair, I don't think the general public give a damn about that. Most of them don't even know who Sue Gray is. So, while the right-wing media are trying to ramp up as much anger over Sue Gray as possible, I think it will remain within the Westminster bubble. But, for example, the two-child benefit cap for on universal credit or the winter fuel allowance, these are impacting ordinary people, or at least it's seen to be impacting ordinary people. So the right-wing media know they can get some traction there. And this is where you need to be on the ball. And unfortunately, I think Keir Starmer and his team have not been on the ball over the last number of months. You know, who actually thought that these would be popular policies? Who actually thought it would actually be something that they could hold on to power with? You know, while pensioners, many of them are rich, they don't need this winter fuel allowance. The idea of cutting it, of course, would be spun as you're cutting it for the poorest in society. Now, notice that the right-wing media didn't mention anything about people on benefits who are also going to be struggling, people on universal credit who are also working and on benefits, who are also struggling during this time. And they're going to struggle during the winter as well. No mention of them, but the right-wing media are focusing instead on the pensioners. The Labour government need to be aware of this. And it seems that nobody's aware of this. Now, so it's the benefits cap, it's the winter fuel allowance, and of course, the freebies. And I've been saying for some time, ban these freebies. Not just for the Prime Minister or ministers, but for all MPs. If it requires an act of Parliament, do that. Put it on the table. Challenge the Tories to vote for it, because the Tories are trying to run with this and the right-wing media are trying to run with this. And use it as a tool to bring down the Labour government and Keir Starmer. Put your money where your mouth is. You know, challenge the right-wing media, challenge the Tories to back a complete ban on all donations and freebies. The Tories won't, because they rely so much on them. But at least you would be able to show the public we're actually doing something. But unfortunately, it seems it's all too little too late. Keir Starmer handing back some of the money, but not all of it. I don't know whose idea that was. It would have been better just to say nothing instead of actually say, look, I'm going to hand back some of it, but not all of it, and then trying to come up with some excuse as to why. The people in charge need to be very focused and understand, okay, we're going to push a policy. How is this policy going to impact ordinary people? Is it something that can be spun by the right-wing media? Now, it's important not to govern based on what the right-wing media want to are going to put on their front page, but you need to have a slick and robust communications team that understand, okay, this is a policy. How is it going to be viewed by the public? It's important that it's a policy that benefits ordinary people, not just something that's spun. But at the beginning, it's looking pretty bad for Keir Starmer, and I don't know how long he's going to last, because he doesn't seem to be good at communicating things to people, and he's starting to seem as someone who's out of touch. Or maybe he always was. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.